In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro discusses President Donald Trump's upcoming address to a joint session of Congress, which, while not technically a State of the Union address, is treated as such. Shapiro emphasizes the significance of this event, particularly in light of Trump's recent statements on social media, where he promised to tell it like it is. The anticipation surrounding the address is palpable, as Shapiro and his co-host, Matt Walsh, prepare to provide an in-depth analysis of the speech and its implications for the American public. Shapiro highlights the transformative impact of Trump's presidency on immigration, noting a dramatic decrease in illegal immigration rates since he took office. He cites statistics from the U.S. Border Patrol, which reported record low apprehensions of illegal aliens at the U.S.-Mexico border. This decline is attributed to Trump's firm stance on deportation and border security, contrasting sharply with the previous administration's policies that saw much higher numbers of illegal crossings. Shapiro argues that Trump's approach has fundamentally altered the immigration landscape, making it a central theme of his administration. The discussion then shifts to economic matters, particularly a significant announcement regarding Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC. Trump revealed that TSMC plans to invest at least $100 billion in semiconductor manufacturing facilities in the United States, primarily in Arizona. This investment is seen as a strategic move to bolster domestic production of semiconductors, which are crucial for various industries, including technology and automotive. Shapiro emphasizes the importance of diversifying semiconductor production to mitigate risks associated with potential geopolitical tensions, particularly with China. However, not all news is positive. Shapiro addresses the recent drop in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which fell significantly following Trump's announcement of potential tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico. He expresses concern that these tariffs could lead to inflationary pressures and hinder economic growth, drawing parallels to the challenges faced by the Biden administration. Shapiro argues that while tariffs can be used as leverage in trade negotiations, they often result in higher prices for American consumers, making them a double-edged sword. Shapiro also critiques the lack of clarity surrounding the rationale for the tariffs, questioning what concessions the USF expects from Canada and Mexico in return. He warns that if tariffs are perceived as a permanent fixture rather than a negotiating tool, they could have detrimental effects on the economy, echoing sentiments from prominent investors like Warren Buffett. The podcast then transitions to international affairs, particularly the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Shapiro expresses confusion over Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's recent comments, suggesting that peace is still far off. He argues that such statements could alienate U.S. support, especially from Trump, who has advocated for a swift resolution to the conflict. Shapiro believes that Zelensky's approach may be misguided, as it risks pushing the U.S. away at a time when Ukraine needs support the most. Trump's response to Zelensky's comments is highlighted, where he emphasizes the need for a deal to end the war quickly. Shapiro interprets this as a call for Zelensky to engage in negotiations that could lead to a resolution, suggesting that the U.S. should leverage its influence to facilitate a peace agreement. He notes that Trump's administration has historically been tough on Russia, contrasting it with the previous administration's approach. Shapiro also touches on domestic issues, including the potential for pardons under Trump's administration. He discusses Trump's intention to posthumously pardon baseball legend Pete Rose, who was banned from the sport for gambling. While acknowledging Rose's contributions to baseball, Shapiro questions the implications of such a pardon, given that Rose was never convicted of a crime related to his gambling activities. Moreover, Shapiro raises the case of Derek Chauvin, the former police officer convicted in the death of George Floyd. He argues that Chauvin's conviction was influenced by external pressures and a media narrative that distorted the facts of the case. Shapiro believes that Chauvin deserves a pardon, asserting that the evidence does not support a murder conviction. He emphasizes the broader implications of Chauvin's case on race relations and public perception of law enforcement in America.